prices, to really the experience not being what was advertised. So we really are going to look at these holistically and look at some of the common ones that you could possibly look out for. So those are just some of the things that you can look forward to in today's edition of The Upside. Otherwise, it's always so good to connect with you. Please get in touch with us on our social media platforms, whichever one you've got access to, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We are there, okay? Just search for Channel Africa or Channel Africa 1. Will be able to pop up on your screen. Otherwise, you can stream audio visually if you'd like to check out the show as it happens live, and perhaps highlights will be posted as well. We'll see how that goes. It's Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube for live streaming. Welcome to your Wednesday.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix.
Tumetoka kusikiliza wimbo na huo ni utunzi wako, wewe ndio umeandika mistari na imani wewe ndio umeandika mstari. Tuanzie kwenye jina. Wimbo unaenda kwa jina gani?
Wimbo unaitwa Kanjori.
Aha, Kanjori. Kanjori maana yake nini?
Kama jinsi nilivyoimba. Nauza wazo leo, kesho na wazo wa uzuri wake, mwendo wake. Sijapata sio mfikilio. Ungekau matendo yake, changu chake.
Unatisha kweli. Aha, Kanjori. Ni historia gani au message gani ambayo imefichama nyuma ya wimbo huu?
Yeah, Kanjori kwa ufupi ni kitu kizuri, yani kitu kidogo. Kitu kadogo yani, alafu ni kazuri ambako kanavutia kwa kila mtu.
Zilipendwa kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced, and it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you love. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You and I. Make I give you some food, girl, I don't love you, This love you no be play. This love you no be play. Make I give you some food, girl, I don't love you, This love you no be play. This love you no be play. Say I love my woman, no before mountain. If them hate on we made them fire kata, but oh, no. No, they ask me jump question. Let me love my woman, no. No, they ask me that question. Oh, no, yeah. In love, hello, in love. In love, hello, in love. In love. Mama say now you, oh baby, I love this love, oh. I no go play with your heart, oh no. Make I give you some food, girl, I don't love you, This love you no be play. This love you no be play. Make I give you some food, girl, I don't love you, This love you no be play. This love you no be play. Say I love my woman, no before mountain. If them hate on we made them fire kata, but oh, no. No, they ask me jump question. Let me love my woman, no. No, No, they ask me that question. Oh, no, 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 yeah, yeah. In love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, yeah, 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 in love, hello, in love, baby girl, all your ex say them go turn to it, I swear, yeah. When them know that I'm crazy about you, yeah. It's your body hypnotizer, and me I go love you tired. You buy me pass polio, yeah. That's why you be my Alibaba. In love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love. Say I love my woman, no before mouth, yeah. Keep them hate on we, made them fire, got a bottle, nah, nah. No, they ask me jam question. Let me love my woman.
Music by Ola Kipa with Hey Lover coming through on Channel Africa's The Upside. Welcome to afternoon radio. Well, at least it's afternoon in the Southern Hemisphere. It is 15 minutes past 1 p.m. in Central African time. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're welcome to let me know what time it is wherever you're watching. It would be wonderful to hear from you. And also anything else that's on your mind, you're welcome to share it on our space. So today, it being a midweek, we are thinking about organizing our lives for the rest of the week, you know, getting our health routines in check, getting our exercise routines in check, and of course knowing what to put on your plate is another one that really just always occupies the mind, or at least I find that that's always the thing in my universe. I don't know what it's like in yours, but listen, cooking doesn't have to be hard, okay? It really doesn't. And this is according to a very smart chef by the name of Jess, and she is the founder of Aligned Intentions and author of the Hot and Sleepy Girl's Guide to Cooking, all right? So cooking can feel overwhelming. I can certainly relate to that, and I'm sure you can too, because life is busy. You know, sometimes your energy is low, but every now and again, you want to gift yourself a new recipe. You want to offer yourself something delicious, but that doesn't leave you drained by the time you're done cooking it. And feeding yourself doesn't have to be such a slog every single day. So the Hot and Sleepy Girl's Guide to Cooking to the Rescue. It is a playful yet deeply thoughtful collection created by coach and chef Jess, who's the founder of Aligned Intentions. It's written for anyone who wants to feel nourished in body, in mind, in spirit, and all the good things that align with wellness, all right? Without having to stress, without having it to be too expensive when it comes to collecting these ingredients. So we're looking here at 18 recipes that are prepared in under 18 minutes, believe it or not. And chances are these are ingredients that are already in your pantry, but we'll find out more. Chef Jess joins me on the line. Good afternoon, Chef Jess. Thank you very much for making the time. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Thank you so much for having me. It's amazing to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's so amazing that you are simplifying cooking, because when we hear someone's name being prefixed with chef and then they've written this book, everything is just so intimidating. So thank you for simplifying it. What inspired the title of the Hot and Sleepy Girl's Guide to Cooking?
Wow, what a question. Gosh. I think that the Hot and Sleepy Girl's Guide to Cooking, the whole ethos is that we are so ambitious, right? As women, as individuals, as South Africans, we have so much desire to grow and drive and change. And so we're hot, we're full of passion, you know, but we're also kind of sleepy, kind of exhausted. At the end of the day, there's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of pressure. And so I really wanted to capture that in a title that was cheeky and fun. And it's kind of what I call myself. So I call myself just the Hot and Sleepy Jess. And it's become my brand in the name of my Instagram, and what I've built this whole business around is this idea that you can be both incredibly fiery and driven and passionate and still acknowledge the softer, more human parts of yourself, and want to take a break and honor those parts of yourself and find a way to communicate with your food in a way that acknowledges both parts of you.
I really love that title, and I love how you explain it, because if in my mind, as I simplify it, it just means a rested queen. You don't have to work too hard.
Rested queen,
Uh, r-
snaps for that. Yes,
Listen,
we all
snaps
need to
for
be
that.
rested.
But you know what else impressed me, Jess, is the fact that you
What
chose
else?
the number 18. I
Oh
think that
yes.
that is very fascinating, and I'd like you to get into why you actually chose that number, because that's actually considered a lucky number in feng shui.
Really?
Because
It's actually considered. Yeah, tell me more.
yes, so it combines the energies of one, which is about new beginnings, and the number eight, which is about prosperity. So this is like an auspicious cookbook for the rested queens all over the African continent. But tell us why you chose the number 18.
18's got a very special cultural significance to me. In my culture, it represents life and life force. And to me, that's what food is. It's all about nourishing that life force. It's all about feeding the fire in you so that you can continue to go on. And, you know, the number 18 is so much more than just a number to me. It feels like a rounded number. I don't know. There's something about the combination of 18, 18, 18. And coming up at the end of this week, we have Lionsgate Portal, which is 888. I don't know if you know anything about that,
Yes,
but
yes, very
very
auspicious.
much more on the spiritual side of things. But yeah, it's definitely supposed to be that spiritual cultural significance, but also I wanted to create a container because I feel like recipe books are so intimidating. So intimidating to see a recipe with like 6 different ingredients you've never heard of, and like now you have to buy a 200 rand sauce, and like what do you mean I need a broiler, and like
Right.
I just have an air fryer. And so I really wanted to take food, what it is at its core, which to me, I believe is magic and sustenance and connection, and to strip it down really and make it less strenuous, less complicated. So I was like, how can we do that? And also at the time that I wrote the book, I was working to build my business. I was working to write the book, and I was also working 7 hours a day as an au pair. So I was getting home at 7 o'clock at night. I was exhausted. I'd cooked for the family that I was working for. And then I started to cook for myself, and I was like, oh, what am I going to make? And then I just ended up like slapping together some ingredients from my pantry and like just in different combinations. And then the idea was born to create a container of ingredients that can be used across multiple recipes. And obviously, we got to make it quick, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to unpack a little bit of the contents of the book in just a bit. We have Chef Jess joining us on the line, and she's really simplifying cooking in the best way. Okay, 18 recipes, all done in 18 minutes. We continue after this.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802.
She builds, she leads, she rises. This August, join Channel Africa in celebrating the women who shape our communities, shift narratives, and carve out a future on their own terms.
These women together ought to be able to turn it right again.
From Cape Town to Kigali, Lagos to Lusaka, African women are rewriting the script. Here's to courage, creativity, and unstoppable progress. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
22 past 1 p.m. in Central African time. We are talking about cooking simplified, if we could use those words. Okay, Chef Jess has come through for you, all right, with the hot and sleepy girl's guide to cooking. 18 recipes cooked in 18 minutes. And of course, the ingredients are right there in your pantry. Chef Jess, let's talk about the ingredients. Let's talk about, I think nowadays we've got access to so much. So in you simplifying the recipes and your methodology in recipe creation, talk to us about just some of the basics that are perhaps in the book to help me with cooking in 18 minutes.
Yeah, so a huge part of the book is about creating systems for yourself that allow you to make convenience an everyday experience without burning you out too much. So I have a whole section of the book which is called Meal Prep Tips for Hot and Sleepy Girls.
Right.
And the idea is 10 minutes on the weekend to chop your onions and peppers so they're ready. And then whenever you need them, you got them and they last. Then when it comes to ingredient choosing, I really just thought to myself, what are the things that I keep going back to? And my answers rested in things like onions, spinach, peppers, mushrooms. Those are my personal favorite vegetables. And so those had to be the core 4 vegetables that the book was centered around. And then I was trying to create a recipe book that was as convenient as possible. So I didn't want to use any proteins that you had to defrost. So there's no defrosting in the whole book. All of the proteins are things like eggs and tuna and sliced ready chicken. So things that you literally can prepare in 10 minutes or less from the protein side of things. And then, yeah, just a few very basic carbohydrates, noodles, wraps, pasta, and that's pretty much it. Those are like most of the ingredients in the book, with a few extras like some mixed herbs and some salt and pepper, because what are we going to do without our spices?
Nothing. No flavor, no taste.
No flavor, because
Yeah.
what is food without flavor?
Right, right. You've kind of given us a little bit of insight into, just the tone and content of the book. But how did your background as a coach influence how you put forth this book?
Well, I have a background in psychology. I have my honors in psychology, and I've recently completed my life coaching certification. And so everything I do is very psychologically grounded. So the book was written from a very sort of trauma-informed lens around food experience. I really started this business because I wanted to help people figure out a way to work with their barriers to food, whether that be chopping or prepping or meal planning or grocery shopping. And I wanted to think of ways that we could take the shame away from the process of saying, hey, I'm actually not okay and I actually need help and I don't know what to cook. And yeah, the whole process around sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Ask me another question.
Let me ask you, actually, I'm going to ask one that's aligned with what you're saying around the psychology of food, how we feel intimidated, maybe the ingredients that traumatize us, that we link to poverty, for example. I was watching another Korean cook on Instagram talking about a certain meal from her Korean heritage that was associated with poverty and with famine and with war and all the sad things. And she put that meal on the cover of her cookbook, which was so fascinating. So how do you define emotional nourishment through food?
That's such a beautiful question. I think that food carries so much. It carries memory, it carries tradition, it carries culture, it carries history, and it can too carry sadness. But I also think we have such a beautiful opportunity to reclaim that relationship because we have to interact with it every day. You don't get a choice not to eat. Nourishment is not an opt-out. And neither is emotional processing. And so when it comes to something you have to do 2 to 3 times a day, it so happens that maybe being softer with yourself is the answer rather than being harder with yourself, because there's so much pressure around food and what we eat and what our bodies look like and what we do. And I think this book is really targeted specifically towards the African woman, the South African woman who feels completely snowed under by expectations, but still wants to nourish herself and be kind to herself. So the book is not just recipes, it's also poetry. It's also a little bit of philosophy. It's also a little bit of gentle conversation around diet culture. It's a little bit of gentle conversation around convenience food and the kind of things that we need to bridge the gap and help us, and really taking like a non-shame, very psychologically grounded approach to nutrition and the way that we feed ourselves. And a fun fact about the book is that it has no measurements.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that is very novel. I really love that. I love how, this book is really just a story, and it sounds like a book that can be part of contemporary tradition, and something I can pass on to my little girl, and she can do the same for her little girl going forward. So this is just so wonderful. Just as we wrap up the conversation, you clearly want your readers to really feel good. It sounds like I would want to gift a girlfriend this cookbook. So talk to us about where we can access the book, and if there are any, little snippets, little extras that we can see audio visually, perhaps on your social media pages as well.
Yes, so I have a very cool, cute little Instagram called Just a Hot and Sleepy Jess. You can find me at Just a Hot and Sleepy Jess. The link to buy the cookbook is in my bio. It's an ebook, so it'll be in your inbox straight away. And my website is called Aligned Intentions, and you can go directly to my website and get it from there as well. Fun fact, if you join my mailing list, you can get the first chapter absolutely free. So you can try before you buy. And then, yeah, just keep an eye on my socials and see how I grow and see where I go, because I think this book has a lot of potential.
Listen, this book is important. I'm in love with it already. I'm definitely going to get myself a copy, and we encourage you to also get yourself a copy, or share it with a girlfriend whom you know would benefit from being hot, sleepy, and well fed. Thank you, Jess. It was so wonderful to meet you. Thank you very much for the time. Hey.
In closing, I just want to say one last thing, and that's
Yes,
the
you
whole
may.
idea of the book is to treat the softness as the rebellion. Maybe the answer is not to be harder with ourselves, but to give ourselves the permission that they said we had to earn.
Wow, my nervous system really felt that. Thank you very much. Thank you. All the best with the book. And perhaps the next time we'll talk, we'll be celebrating, 500,000 sales. Thank you very much.
Oh, please. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Chef Jess, coming through and really talking about simplifying cooking. 18 recipes that are cooked in 18 minutes. So check her out. It's the Hot and Sleepy Girl's Guide to Cooking. It's 1:30.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
A very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibudi Makura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So Kick for Life Academy Director Maleshwane Mokati says they are thrilled to make their debut and represent Lesotho in the upcoming CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. The tournament will be held right here in South Africa, in the east of Johannesburg, from the 22nd until the 31st of August. And the Lesotho side is placed in Group B, where they'll face off with Gaborone United Ladies of Botswana and then Young Buffaloes of Eswatini. Mohati shares just how excited they are to be competing on the continental stage for the very first time in the history of the club.
It is amazing. It is incredible. It is fulfilling. God, I can't describe better how I feel. The whole of Kick for Life FC is happy and rallying behind the team. This is something that from our very first game in the 2024-2025 football season, we have been looking forward to. Hey, let me tell you something. We are a team whose supporters are mainly the Kick for Life staff and the parents of these players. So it's quite an intimate kind of atmosphere.
Now, double CAF Women's Champions League winners Mamelodi Sundowns are placed in Group A, where they will face off with Eswatini's Notopwa FC, as well as the debutants Beauties FC from Namibia and Zambia's Zesco Ndola Girls. In Group C, we'll get to see Herential Queens FC from Zimbabwe taking on Club de Desporte of Mozambique. And then there's also Olympic de Morone from the Comoros Island. The former president of the Lesotho Women's Football Committee says they will focus now on preparing the players mentally for the upcoming tournament.
You know why I'm saying it's a tough one? It's because we, the staff at Kick for Life, the management of the team, the management of Kick for Life, the executive committee of the Kick for Life teams, we all have to calm down so that we can focus and hence prepare for the qualifiers. On a serious note, the preparations are mainly centered around the players' mental well-being. We want our players to view this tournament, like I said, as a life-changing opportunity.
Onto the story now. Former Porto captain George Costa has died at the age of 53 after having a cardiac arrest at the club's training centre. So the defender led the Portuguese club to Champions League glory under the then manager Jose Mourinho in 2004 and won 50 caps for his country, Portugal. The centre-back moved into management and held positions at 16 clubs before taking up a role at Porto's director of professional football last season. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce boss Mourinho, who managed Costa at Porto between 2002 and 2004, put back tears and paid tribute to his former captain at a news conference on Tuesday. Costa graduated from Porto's academy and went on to make 324 appearances for the club. He also won 24 trophies before leaving in 2005, including the Champions League trophy, the Europa League Cup trophy, as well as 8 Premier La Liga titles. While the much-anticipated rematch between British rivals Chris Eubank Jr. as well as Conor Benn will take place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in November. Now, Eubank beat Benn by unanimous decision in a thrilling middleweight contest at the same venue in April of this year. Despite no title being on the line, the bout between the bitter foes, which takes place 35 years after their fathers Chris Eubank Sr. as well as Nigel Benn had that first fight having garnered a lot of attention in April of this year, and after Eubank was named the winner 116 to 112 on the 3 judges' scorecards, a rematch was wanted by the fans and touted by the promoters. A second bout had been agreed upon for the 20th of September. However, it fell through amid concerns Eubank would not be ready. Now, organisers Ring Magazine, which is owned by Turkey Aliskai, has announced that the rematch will take place now on the 15th of November. And finally, Belgian Olympic gold medalist Remco Evenepoel will leave Soudal Quick-Step and join Red Bull Bora at the end of the 2025 season. The 25-year-old former Vuelta de España winner, who won gold in the road race and a time trial at last year's Paris Olympic Games, joined Soudal Quick-Step back in 2019 and was contracted to the team until the end of 2026. In December, Evenepoel then collided with an open door of a vehicle while training in Belgium, suffering multiple fractures and dislocated collarbone as well as contusions on both his lungs. He underwent surgery and also was worried he might have to retire, but returned to competition in April of this year. Well, for Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC.
All right, it's 1:37 on the upside. We cross straight to the business desk to find out what the latest is.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko, and good afternoon. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu signed into law sweeping reforms to the insurance sector under the Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. The new law consolidates decades of legislation introducing higher capital requirements, compulsory coverage mandates, and digitization targets to modernize the sector. Nigeria's insurance penetration of less than 1% is among the lowest in Africa, far behind South Africa's 13.7% and Kenya's 2%. Despite this, gross premium written reached $1.9 billion by the end of 2023 and is projected to hit $7.84 billion by year end, attracting global insurers like Sanlam and Allianz betting on long-term growth. South Africa's Labour Federation, Congress of South African Trade Unions, says it is deeply concerned about the financial position of the Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF, after it emerged that it granted one company millions in a bailout it did not qualify for. The UIF collects workers' contributions and pays them out when they go on maternity or lose their jobs. COSATU Secretary General Soli Petwe.
This entity is established for workers and employers, in particular private sectors, are contributing certain percentage to the UIF for them to be able to catch the money when they are retrenched, when they are dismissed, when women are subjected to the maternity leave.
Malawi and Zambia have become the first two African countries whose citizens will now be subjected to visa bonds when applying for B1, B2 visitor visas due to what the U.S. government says are high overstay rates. The U.S. government says travelers holding passports from Malawi or Zambia must post a bond of up to $15,000 if found eligible for a B1, B2 visa. This comes 2 months after Malawi and other 22 African countries were ordered by Washington to improve its immigration policies or else impose a travel ban on her citizens. However, Malawian authorities say they have not received official communication from the U.S. on the matter. A tourism expert, Gianni Kasunda, has spelled doom for Malawians with U.S. trade, educational and medical links.
This is a wake-up call for African states, Zambia and Malawi in particular. It is high time we made life good for everybody. The implication is that the U.S. will limit the trade that happens, especially involving budding, small-scale traders that ply goods between Malawi and the U.S. These trading activities will go down. And then eventually, the perception among Malawians and Zambians about the U.S. will go down.
The American Chamber of Commerce president in South Africa, Kuseni Dlamini, says a lot should be done to reach a framework deal with the U.S. as it remains a key player in the global economy. Pretoria has been slapped with 30% tariffs on its products to the U.S. This has also affected a number of countries seeking to seal a trade deal with America. Dlamini says America contributes a lot to South Africa's economy.
The tariffs are likely to knock down 0.2% from our GDP growth, which is quite significant. We are dealing with a serious economic emergency here that requires all hands on deck, requires all South Africans to work together to reset the relationship.
World shares nudged higher today as traders bought after recent falls on soft U.S. data and worries about tariffs, while benchmark U.S. Treasury yields edged up from 1-month lows. Europe's broad stock 600 index was only marginally higher, but most Asian benchmarks rose earlier in the day, and S&P 500 futures were up 0.2%. The health of the U.S. economy is one major focus for markets, and Wall Street closed lower yesterday after data showed services sector activity unexpectedly flatlined in July. Let's have a look at financial indicators at this hour. $1 in Nigeria is at 1,000 naira, 525,000. In Botswana is 13 pula 39. Kenya, the dollar is at 128 shilling 4. Zambia 22 kwacha 90. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 50. Russia 79 rubles 93. India 87 rupee 81. China 7 yuan 18. South Africa 17 rand 93 cents. $1 is 75 pence to the British pound and 86 to the euro. Commodities, gold is at $3,365, platinum at $1,325 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil $68.41 a barrel. That is all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 117144459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Big news from Channel Africa. Now you can listen and watch your favorite shows on Channel Africa. Channel Africa is streaming live on the internet on all our social media pages at Channel Africa 1 from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. Central African Time. Download the SABC Plus app or visit our website www.channelafrica.co.za and stream us live on all our social media pages at Channel Africa 1. Channel Africa now streaming for your eyes and ears only. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
I don't need nothing from you. Your beautiful art is the muse. I've been reckless with my choices. Can't seem to get what the point is. Life can be rough, can be smooth, and not every fact is the truth. Advancing, I've laid down my burdens. Can't seem to silence the voices. Don't in this setting, I be that person. We go be your shoulder, body, best in anything. Your type, no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. More than amazing, well quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty, and I go love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it. I go love you. All the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it. I go love you. Them go wonder why you so colorful. Them go wonder because if melodies for my chest, cannot get a hold of myself. Yeah, yeah. I dey hope say you dey feel the same way. I been low, the money no fit in me. You be cold, we dancing no side baby. Many tales to tell. Oh, in this setting, I be that person. We gon' be your shoulder, body, best in anything. Your type, no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. But then amazing, well quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty, and I go love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it. I go love you. Don't be hard, baby, giving. I gon' love you. But until this setting, I'll be that person. We gon' be your shoulder, body, best in anything. Your type, no many, we are not ready. I gon' give you 100%, never no 90. More than amazing, well quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty, and I gon' love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care, them they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it.
None whatsoever. All the upside.
All the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it.
No fairy details, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
Another banger. First you go be the bad guy, then you go be the actor. Because I want feed my family, now make me feed my own guy laptop. You must alive for mommy, I thank God. My money big, you go need the tractor. If it be say you want carry my weight, you go need new gym instructor. Straight out of Benin, I drop in my EP 2019. The things say big bed to go finish. My music is traveling from India to Asia to Berlin. This thing will be pay me. Be say una no one be believe. I will never forget this and we bad belly them cast us away. Fast forward to today. Every day in a holiday. Every day in a holiday. Oh yeah, day, oh yeah, day, oh yeah. Me and my guys with the chill with the pop. Say we know they bolo. Say my circle check a boss, we go give you last guy check up. Make you know yes, make you pray for the ability to catch up. No calculator fi come my surplus and my road on me mo shako. Many nights where I no sleep, Why you to go overseas? Still many people they love me, but I steady believe. One favor please, keep my family strong for me. God I day on my knees. Straight out of Benin, I drop in my EP 2019. The things say big bed to go finish. My music is traveling from India to Asia to Berlin. This thing will be pay me. Be say una no one be believe. I will never forget this and we bad belly them cast us away. Fast forward to today. Every day in a holiday. Every day's in a holiday. Oh yeah, day, oh yeah, day, oh yeah. I will never forget it and we bad belly them cast us away. Fast forward to today.
Thanks for staying with us. This is still the first hour of The Upside until 4 p.m. with Mmatsheko Mosito Rema with Holiday in a double play with Ira Stars, All the Love. Listen, we've got all the love for you because you show us love too. So we appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to be looking at travel scams. All right, travel scams that are really catching unsuspecting tourists off guard. I think because, traveling and bookings online are just a click away, it's becoming so much more easier for these tried and tested travel scams to just make their way into our lives, so we've got to be extra careful. So many fly-by-night travel agencies that are just there to snatch our money and just leave us, with nowhere else to turn. So we're going to be highlighting that in the next hour. So just something to think about. Any thoughts you have around travel scams? Perhaps you have had experience, or maybe you are an expert, whether in the legal field or in the travel and tourism field, anywhere on the African continent, and would like to share some tips, perhaps a tip or two, and just let us know, because the fact is, it's not just on the African continent. All over the world, there is a rise in travel scams. So we need to figure out how we're going to stay safe, how we're going to keep ourselves safe. How do we know that something is tested and reliable? What do we look out for? All of that, especially if you're new to traveling, this conversation will benefit you just after 2. But just a quick one to let you know that, look, this might actually be the last weekend to catch Chasing the Sun. I'm sure you've heard, as we've been announcing on the show, that SABC Sport is bringing you Chasing the Sun. So this is a powerful 5-part documentary series about the Springboks that are telling their tale of redemption, as it were, to World Cup glory in the year 2019. It started in July and it continues on until this weekend on SABC2. So make sure that you catch it, catch all the highlights, catch all the heartache, catch the heroics of rugby history, and you can also stream each chapter on SABC Plus anytime, anywhere, and you don't need a subscription. So don't miss it. It's called Chasing the Sun, and it's on this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. if you'd like to catch it live in Central African Time on SABC2. Be there where history shines.
Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokwenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
Low-key, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys, them know me. Since '06, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me. I know they blow trees, only lonely me lonely. Music chose me, just know this and know peace. I dey low-key, but I'm never lonely. Sexy ladies, come wine for me slowly. I love when I sing and wake me believe I'm never weak, I never cease. Till eternity, I'm on fire. My legacy will not die. My family is for life. But them day, would them be? Them go crazy, them go die. Them go say, them don't know. It's in this song. Low-key, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys, them know me. Since '06, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me.
Asake coming through with Bandana. That one just makes me excited for the spring summer in the southern hemisphere as we look forward to it. But yes, if the weather patterns have started to change in your part of the world, let us know. Let us know what you're looking forward to in the spring and summer. Perhaps there are some wonderful festivals and events, and occasions that you'd like to tell us about that are tradition in your country. I would love to hear about them. For us here in South Africa, there is, so we're looking at the spring-summer season, right? Usually the spring is celebrated on the 1st of September. But the actual real spring season in the Southern Hemisphere is actually noted cosmically on the 23rd of September. And in many places and spaces, it would be called Inzalo Yelanga, which if we're to translate Inzalo Yelanga into into English, I'm literally bouncing through languages. If we're to translate that in English, it would mean the birth of the sun or the rebirth of the sun, right? Because the sun has been in hibernation for the winter season, in hibernation, as it were, and now it's come out. And what usually happens at this time is people are harvesting. Okay, whatever seeds you've planted during the winter season are said to come up in the spring, and then you get to harvest and start to even plant more that are going to come through in the next season of the winter of 2026. So there's just a lot of really beautiful exchanges coming through. You know, back in the day, neighbors would be sharing gifts, you know, food gifts, bread baskets, you know, what they've planted, sharing the different plants and the different foods that they've planted, and really just engaging and exchanging meaningfully, and not just with actual tangible things. Sometimes it's just advice. Sometimes it's holding space for a friend or a family member or a child or a partner. You know, holding space for them means listening to whatever problems that they are experiencing or that they experience through the winter, or whatever it is that requires kind of an emotional engagement with another human being. So it's a very, very significant time from a spiritual context and a weather pattern context as well, as we look at what's going to be coming up in September of 2025. So do you perhaps have a term for Inzalo Yelanga in your language, whether it's Kiswahili, whether it's in Kirundi, or whether it is in Yoruba or Ibu, or I don't know, in Setswana, which would be Tswalo ya Letsatsi, or I mean, it could be anything. Let me know. I would love to hear from you, but that is certainly something I'm looking forward to, because a lot of really amazing things come as the flowers start to sprout, and you know, the brain fog kind of wears off, and we just start to see the sun and see the light as a consequence. It is 2 p.m. exactly on the digital clock. Let's check in with the news desk and find out what's happening.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet, Channel 628. SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Looking at your top story, second mass abduction of women and children in Nigeria. And it's the 80th anniversary of both the founding of the UN and the devastating atomic bombing of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Gunmen have abducted at least 45 women and children in an overnight raid on 5 villages in northwest Nigeria. This is the second mass kidnapping in the area within days. The incident followed a separate mass abduction in Sabongarin Damri in Zamfara State at the weekend, in which 70 people were taken. Armed groups, often referred to locally as bandits, have killed hundreds and abducted thousands across Nigeria's northwest in recent years. They typically hold captives for extended periods, demanding ransoms for their release. Foreign nationals and South Africans clashed at the Crown Gardens Clinic south of Johannesburg in South Africa earlier. Locals were stopping foreign nationals from accessing health services. Over the past few weeks, members from different groups, including civil society organizations, Operation Dudula, have blocked access to state hospital and clinics. They are checking the identity documents and appointment cards of patients at the entrance. They say foreign nationals, whether documented or not, are not permitted to enter.
We don't want any illegal, we don't want any foreigners, legal or illegal. We don't want them to get a health service here because our facilities are limited. We are trying to protect our facilities because now even Amaneswe to are under pressure.
Botswana has in the recent past been facing significant challenges regarding the availability of essential medicines and other medical commodities. Addressing Botswana's parliament yesterday in the capital, Gaborone, Health Minister Dr. Stephen Modise says his department is currently not able to offer all comprehensive health services that it should under normal circumstances. Modise says that development has directly impacted the country's healthcare system to the brink of collapse.
Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Health is currently not able to offer all comprehensive health services that it should be able to under normal circumstances. This situation has been aggravated by the outstanding financial obligations owed to suppliers and private health facilities, amounting to more than 1 billion pula. These arrears have directly impacted our ability to procure and supply necessary medical products to the public and health institutions on time and in adequate quantities.
South Africa has raised concern with Eswatini over the arrival of a group of high-risk criminals deported from the United States. The individuals are from various countries and some of them have been convicted of serious crimes. According to the Department of International Relations and Cooperations, Eswatini and the U.S. intend to work with the International Organization for Migration to return the inmates to their home countries. The Department of International Relations and Cooperations notes, however, that it is unlikely they will be accepted. The spokesperson for the Department of International Relations and Cooperations, Crispin Piri.
These are individuals of very dangerous nature who are unlikely to be even accepted by their own countries of origin. And moreover, the fact that it is expected that there's at least 150 more to come, as per the confirmation of the acting spokesperson from the Kingdom of Eswatini, it does give a sense that, we would be seeing very, very dangerous criminals coming across our borders. And this raises national security concerns, but also immigration concerns.
Lastly, this year marks the 80th anniversary of both the founding of the United Nations and the devastating atomic bombings of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki on the 6th and 9th of August 1945. To reflect on these moments in world history, the University of South Africa, in collaboration with the Department of International Relations and Cooperations, are today hosting a seminar under the title The United Nations at 80, the Post-War II Peace, Architecture and the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Michael Mbewe reports.
South Africa's Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Alvin Botes, along with UNISA's Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Puleng Lenkabula, will deliver the keynote addresses at this seminar. A distinguished panel will join them to critically examine the effectiveness of the post-World War II peace architecture in the context of ongoing military conflicts in Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Together, these experts will offer insights into the current global security landscape and the role of international frameworks in promoting peace and nuclear non-proliferation.
Recapping on your top stories, gunmen have abducted at least 45 women and children in an overnight raid on 5 villages in northwest Nigeria. This is the second mass kidnapping in the area within days. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsintsing.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
We've kickstarted the golden hour of the upside. Thank you for staying in touch. Otherwise, if you've just started listening, my name is Mmatsheko Mosito, holding the space for you until 4 p.m. in Central African time. We are talking travel scams, okay, that are catching you and I off guard. Unacceptable. And a new study, just by the way, by Compare the Market, has revealed the most common scams targeting travelers and the typical amounts that people lose. That is essentially going to be the base of our conversation. We're going to be speaking to Abdul Ekoto, who is a tour guide based in Tanzania, and we're going to talk about what's happening. I'm seeing that, there is just so much going on when it comes to these tried and tested travel scams, the fly-by-night agencies that are really just there to take your money and run with it. So you've got to be extra careful, okay? AI-powered phishing scams are a big thing. Fake accommodation listings are another. And if you remember Debogole Kuleni, who's very much immersed in the travel space, used to warn us about that. Okay, don't just believe what you are seeing in the pictures. Cloned travel apps is another one that really is becoming so difficult to identify, if you will. So we've got to be extra vigilant. If it means you must triple, quadruple, check 10 times, then that's what you must do, okay, to really safeguard yourself, safeguard your loved ones, and of course to keep your money safe from these scammers that are using the online space to really take advantage of innocent tourists around the world. So we're going to be talking about that. I think this is a very essential conversation because people are now traveling throughout the year. There was a time when there were only specific times to travel, but I think there's just so much movement, whether it's for business or for leisure, that is happening, on a constant basis. So this information will be of benefit to you, whether it's for the now or for the latter part of the year. But in South Africa, for example, a lot of people are going to be starting to look right now for holiday deals for the months of October, November, and December. So just as an example. But regardless, I think this is very valuable information, especially if you are a first-time traveler. It's 9 minutes past 2 p.m. in Central African time. Thank you for tuning in.
Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for Hard Talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. Your afternoon. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K,
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
Yeah, Starboy day for you. Starboy day for you. Baby girl, you find yourself oh. That you make my head red oh. Anytime you know they close to me. Yeah. Baby girl, now you I want oh. Baby, shey na me you want to. Make we dey 1 + 1 or 2. Yeah. 1 liter, oh say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter. Making it right, make it just this dumb feet, though. So good. Open up my mind, and only you did my mind, though. Yeah. Baby girl, you find yourself, though. Girl, you make my head red, though. Anytime you know they close to me. Yeah. Baby girl, now you I want, though. Baby, shey na me you want, though. Make we dey 1 + 1 or 2. Yeah. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. Only your water be quench my fire, oh. Yeah. Star boy day for you. Star boy day for you. This kind of love where I get to no corny, yo. Maybe I go shine with you to the morning, yo. This way I go do for you, girl, you no funny, yo. Don't be gonna love, man, use you play. Although, everywhere you go, baby, I go be your handbag. Gone are the days where I go let you stand for. Yeah. Making it right, make it just this dumb feet, though. So good. Open up my mind, and only you did my mind, though. Yeah. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. Only your water be burn my fire, oh. Yeah. Star boy day for you.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
It's still B on the beat.
Five-star music. E-money. Casey, your good boyfriend. Come on. Hey.
Girl, I just want to see your face. I wanna see your face. I wanna see your fine face. Cause let's go. Girl, I just wanna see your face. I wanna see your face. I wanna see your fine face. Cause sugar, oh sugar, your love sweet me past sugar. I just wanna let you know, say you are so beautiful, oh baby, my honey, my sweet honey. Hey, like I do water for my body, cool for my body. Like I do water for my body, cool for my body. Oh, can I just want to see your face? I wanna see your face. I wanna see your fine face.
17 minutes past 2 p.m. in Central African time. A double play with WizKid's Fever to kickstart. And this is KC with Fine Face. We're looking at travel scams in this half hour. Travel scams that are catching you and I off guard. Very, very important conversation. Let's take a quick promo break and return.
Africa Update on Channel Africa.
Over 35 organizations are expected to converge at the Union Buildings in Pretoria over illegal immigrants in South Africa. They say South Africa is facing a myriad of challenges and that foreign nationals are worsening the situation. Yes, Khutato, just take us through the main aims of the march, what you're hoping to get from them.
So we are basically saying to the President of the Republic of South Africa, illegal immigration is a pandemic. Implement the laws. It's not that we don't
have these laws? How many people are being human trafficked? How many people are being hijacked? Our schools are full. Our hospitals are full. And it's almost as if we're carrying the burdens of the entire Africa at the expense of South Africans. And we are basically saying enough is enough. We want the President of the Republic of South Africa to meet us at the Union Building. We've submitted letters to say that we are coming on this day. We want to meet with him there to give him this mandate because clearly he has failed citizens. He's failed South Africans by failing to implement the law. That's the most important thing. We are going to give you a mandate. We, the people, shall govern.
Africa Update with Lulu Kabu on Channel Africa every weekday from 12 to 2 p.m.
Welcome back. So a new study by Compare the Market has made some startling revelations. The fact that the most common scams targeting travelers and the typical amount that people actually stand to lose. So from overpriced taxi rides to fake booking websites, these schemes and scams are catching tourists off guard and can turn a dream holiday into an expensive lesson, unfortunately. The findings are showing us that almost a third of travelers have been overcharged by taxis, while others have been tricked by street sellers offering free items that come with a demand for pay. All right. So this research also highlights that online scams are just as common rather as those that are on the street. So we're looking at fake accommodation sites, phishing emails pretending to be hotels, shady money exchanges. There's just so much happening with regards to tourism, and this is a call for us to be extra vigilant. Okay, so let's get into conversation. Joining us is Abdul Ikoto, a tour guide based in Tanzania, so we can really unpack this. And I think for me, what's important is really how we can stay safe with the rise of travel scams as we see them today. Abdul, welcome to Channel Africa. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much. I'm Abdul. Yeah, as you said, I'm from Tanzania in Zanzibar. Yeah, and I'm a tour guide as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've got to start with your wonderful country and the destination of Tanzania. It's become, it's been popular for many years. People want to come and experience the beach life, in Tanzania. They want to experience the people, the food. We've seen so many travel excursions and experiences that other people are sharing genuinely, So just Tanzania as an example, talk to us about, just some of the scams that you are seeing that these fake travel agencies are selling to our people.
Yeah, say again. You just want to say about their free items in the street.
Yes. So the travel agencies, the fake travel agencies that are selling fake trips to Tanzania, for example, I would imagine, because Tanzania is very popular here as a travel destination.
Yeah, that's really because in Tanzania here we have a lot of travel agents here,
yes,
and also. It's not originally from here; it's a foreigner, but the government they give them the free, the freedom to open their website and to start to sell the tours and activities here, and that's why they have a different accounts in there in a social, and also from that agent we have a lot of scams in that company as well. Maybe, for example, me. I'm already working in some company, so if I'm retired to work there, I have already get experience. I open my own website, and then afterwards I can do the bad habits to take money from the other tourists who want to come and visit Tanzania.
Right. Overpriced taxi rides came up as some of the most common, as you heard in my introduction. Why is it still such a big issue?
Okay, let me tell you the truth about the overpricing for the taxi rides. Because now a lot of tourists who come to visit Tanzania, they come there with their own budgets, and also if you want, we have a different tourists who want to come here. We have a high budget and low budget as well. So if you are in a low budget, you cannot rent a private taxi. You need to find the tuk-tuk, or you can request Bolt or Uber. We have that. So sometimes the driver, they overprice it because of the place where you want to go, but they don't want to increase the price for anyone or to each other. But if you take the transport and then you want to stay with that transport for a whole day, actually the price is going to be high. So, and a lot of tourists, they didn't understand that. They think maybe the lifestyle in Tanzania is same like Europe. You can just count the kilometer and then you can add your amount and then you can pay. But in Tanzania, they measure the distance and then for what you have and the waiting time as well. Many drivers, they didn't tell you about the waiting time, but they tell you the amount. But if you take it so long, if you're going somewhere and then you take it so long, they charge you more end of the trip. But they didn't. That's the fault because the driver, they didn't tell anyone about that. They need to tell first time when they meet with the customer. So the tourists, they didn't know about that. That's why they say overprice it. But some drivers, they increase the price. To be honest, they increase the price. So it's very, very problem for anyone. Even me, I'm a local in Tanzania, but I'm really, really afraid about that. Sometimes I tell the driver, please tell me the truth because I want to go some place that you can use maybe $15. You tell me $25, so I cannot pay. I know the price. And also the big issue is from the government because you know about Zanzibar, not Tanzania. In Zanzibar, we don't have agriculture farms, right? Zanzibar, we stand with the tourism industry. We don't have farms here. We don't have agriculture, so we stand with the tourism industry. So everything there, any stuff there, if you want to purchase, the price is different. You cannot compare with Tanzania mainland or Kenya or anywhere. So the drivers, they need to pay more than $250 per month or $300 per month. Right? Because you need to pay the driving license, your own driving license. If the traffic stop you, the police stop you, you have to show your license. And also, if you are a taxi driver, especially for the tourists, you need to get another license for to drive the tourists. It's almost maybe $150, right? And also, if you have a tour license now, you need to have a permit. If you have a tourist in your car, you need to have a permit. The permit is almost, I think, it's $25 or $15. Yeah. But now the government, they're going to make you can pay for 1 year. So if a low season, it's up to you. You cannot see the benefits. But if a high season, you can see the benefit. But the government, they didn't know that. So that's why the driver, they take that chance to overprice it sometimes. But if you negotiate, they will give you the good price afterwards. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like there's just so much. So I've got to now contend with the scammers online, and then when I eventually do find a reliable person, I've got to try and mitigate scams, on the street when it comes to taxi rides, when it comes to accommodation and all of that stuff. So perhaps, Abdul, you can give us some tips then for any traveler who's looking to, whether they're seasoned or whether they're just starting to get into traveling. What are your tips for just being on the lookout for overpricing and for scamming? What are the things that I need to look out for when I'm a traveler?
Okay, if you are a traveler, first you have to be very careful for anyone who come to meet with you. You have to know who that and what's his profession and also what he like from you, right? Because as you say, we have a lot of scams anywhere, all over the world. But as long as online, in the tourism industry, we have a lot of scams. So if you meet with someone in online, you have to judge very well how they know where you want to go. If they say, I'm coming from Tanzania and I'm based in Tanzania, you have to ask them, how do you know Tanzania? How is know Tanzania and Zanzibar together? And afterwards, if I told you have to make a payment before it, just please tell them, okay, I want to confirm you anything, but I will make a confirmation and to make a payment once when I am arrived there. So can you pick me up from the airport, and then afterwards I can make maybe 15% from that. So from the airport, maybe you already see how he's honest to you. Secondly, and if you see if you know where you want to go, first ask the price and negotiate before you enter inside the car.
Right. Negotiate before you step in. That's a good tip. Yeah.
And if you want to purchase anything, please ask the price. Don't order before ask the price. Ask the price. If you want to negotiate, negotiate. If you can't, if you see that the price is affordable, you can purchase. Yeah. That is for the activity. You have to know and to see what the kind of service they give you. Yeah, it's you can compare with your own price, right? So some do have a different activities and a private trip and sharing trip. A lot of tourists, they want to manage the budget. They want to know to do the sharing activity. So if you want to do sharing activity, sometimes it's going to give you headache. Yeah, because you are almost 15% or 20% in one transport, maybe in the boat or in the car drive. You are 20, and everyone they have their own schedule, and you too, you have your own schedule. So maybe you take a sharing and you want to go, but the other group, they are not yet. They want to stay in the beach maybe or somewhere. They want to feel the vibe over there. So what you can do? So apart from that, you need to go and to find the private transport to drop you back to your hotel. So you have to know the activity you book is a sharing or private.
Got it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you will be you will blame anyone. Then you can say, oh, Tanzania or Zanzibar, it's not a big place. Yeah, they do this and this and this. Yeah.
Listen, Abdul, I hear you loud and clear. I think at the base of everything that you are saying is that we've got to do our own work as well and not be so externally reliant on other people to do the research for us. But yes, we all want to see ourselves in Zanzibar and Coco Beach and Oyster Bay and all the wonderful places, but do your research. Abdul Ikoto, thank you so much, tour guide in Tanzania. It is 2:30.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
And a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with your latest sports news. At the Sawas of Senegal defeated Nigeria 1-0 in their opening group match at the Zanzibar's Aman Stadium on Tuesday to make a successful start to the African Nations Championship title defense. The sides were evenly matched for the majority of the encounter before Senegal, who were meeting their West African rivals for the very first time in this year's championships. Meanwhile, Senegal's next opponents, Congo, came from behind to hold favourites Sudan to a 1-1 draw, also in an evenly contested match played on Monday. On to this now. Kick-Off Academy Director Mashelwane Mohati says they are thrilled to make their debut and then represent Lesotho in the upcoming CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. The tournament will be held right here in South Africa, in Johannesburg, from the 22nd until the 31st of August. And the Lesotho side is placed in Group B, with they'll face off with Gaborone United Ladies of Botswana, as well as Young Buffaloes of Eswatini. Mohati shares just how excited they are to be competing in their first ever continental competition in the history of the club.
It is amazing. It is incredible. It is fulfilling. God, I can't describe better how I feel. The whole of Kick for Life FC is happy and rallying behind the team. This is something that from our very first game in the 2024-2025 football season, we have been looking forward to. Hey, let me tell you something. We are a team whose supporters are mainly the Kick for Life staff and the parents of these players. So it's quite an intimate kind of atmosphere.
Meanwhile, double champions of the CAF Champions League, that is Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, are placed in Group A, where they'll face off with Malawi's Notopa FC, as well as debutants Beauties FC are from Namibia, as well as Zambia's Zesco Ndola Girls. Meanwhile, in Group C, Herentail Queens of Zimbabwe will take on Club de Desportes de Costa do Sol of Mozambique and then Olympic de Maroni of the Comoros Islands. Now, the former president of the Lesotho Women's Football Committee says they will now be preparing their players mentally for the upcoming tournament.
You know why I'm saying it's a tough one? It's because we, the staff at Kick for Life, the management of the team, the management of Kick for Life, the executive committee of the Kick for Life teams, we all have to calm down so that we can focus and hence prepare for the qualifiers. On a serious note, the preparations are mainly centered around the players' mental well-being. We want our players to view this tournament, like I said, as a life-changing opportunity.
On to tennis news now. Clara Toussaint reached the last four of the Canadian Open by beating Grand Slam champion Madison Keys 6-1 and 6-4 on Tuesday to reach just the second WTA 1000 semi-final of her career. Now, the Danish player, seeded 16th in Montreal, secured another major scalp this after beating second seed Iga Swiatek in the previous round. Now, upon defeating the 6th seed Keys, the 22-year-old also revealed that she had done so well dealing with a personal tragedy. Now, Toussaint will face the four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka in the semi-finals. This after the Japanese star reached the Canadian Open last fall for the first time in her career. At the same time, Osaka defeated Ukraine's Elina Svitolina 6-2 and 6-2 in the quarterfinals to reach her first WTA 1000 semi-final since 2022. Now, Svitolina said she received death threats following her defeat and attributed the shameful behavior to those who had bet on the match. Osaka needed just an hour to secure a victory with the 10th seed Elina Svitolina. The former world number one capitalized on unforced errors to break her down twice before holding her nerve to serve out another Svitolina, after Svitolina had earned one break in. In the men's tournament in Toronto, American second seed Taylor Fritz advanced to the semi-finals of this competition following a 6-3, 7-6 victory over Russian 6th seed Andrei Rublev. Up next for Fritz is compatriot and 4th seed Ben Shelton, who defeated Australian 9th seed Alex de Minaur 6-3 and 6-4 to reach his first ever career Masters 1000 semi-final. It's 14:35 p.m. Central African time, and that's a wrap of your sports news this hour. More sporting updates in the third and final hour of The Upside. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, simply send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine. Weekdays, 6 till 9.
In recent weeks, East Africa has seen a disturbing rise in human rights violations. In Kenya, digital activist Rose Njeri was arrested under the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act after creating a tool for citizens to oppose the Finance Bill 2025. Meanwhile, in Tanzania, Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi and Ugandan lawyer Agatha Atuhaire reported being detained, tortured, and sexually assaulted by security officers.
East Africa needs a reset. We need to get back East Africa to where the founding fathers are. You know, when President Nyerere and his colleagues, Jomo Kenyatta and the Ugandan counterparts fought for independence, they fought for independence to get Africans out of poverty, to get Africans out of slavery. The leaders who took up power have since gotten into regression.
Neto Agostino, co-leader of the United Green Movement Party.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine.
All right, 2:37 on the digital clock. Let's check in with economics news. Chandugo Ligege has the latest.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Good afternoon. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu signed into law sweeping reforms to the insurance sector under the Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. The new law consolidates decades-old legislation introducing high capital requirements, compulsory coverage mandates, and digitization targets to modernize the sector. Nigeria's insurance penetration of less than 1% is among the lowest in Africa, far behind South Africa's 13.7% and Kenya's 2.14%. Despite this, gross premium written reached $1.9 billion by the end of 2023 and is projected to hit $7.84 billion by year-end, attracting global insurers like Sanlam and Allianz betting on long-term growth. Malawi and Zambia have become the first two African countries whose citizens will now be subjected to visa bonds when applying for B1, B2 visitor visas due to what the U.S. government says are high overstay rates. The U.S. government says travelers holding passports from Malawi or Zambia must post a bond of up to $15,000 if found eligible for a B1, B2 visa. This comes 2 months after Malawi and other 22 African countries were ordered by Washington to improve its immigration policies or else impose a travel ban on her citizens. However, Malawian authorities say they have not received official communication from the U.S. on the matter. A tourism expert, Jani Kasunda, has spelled down for Malawians with U.S. trade, spelled doom rather for Malawians with U.S. trade, educational and medical links.
This is a wake-up call for African states, Zambia and Malawi in particular. It is high time we made life good for everybody. The implication is that the U.S. will limit the trade that happens, especially involving budding small-scale traders that ply goods between Malawi and the U.S. These trading activities will go down. And then, eventually, the perception among Malawians and Zambians about the U.S. will go down.
The South African Commercial Farmers Union, Free State Agriculture, says poor infrastructure, bad roads and security concerns are some of the challenges facing farmers in the province. The organization is holding a 2-day annual congress to reflect on the challenges and progress made over the past year and to find solutions. Agri-SA President Francois Velken says efforts to engage relevant government departments have not made progress. He says farmers need rural roads to be continuously maintained. The American Chamber of Commerce president in South Africa, Kuseni Dlamini, says a lot should be done to reach a framework deal with the U.S. as it remains a key player in the global economy. Pretoria has been slapped with 30% tariffs on its products to the U.S. This has also affected a number of countries seeking to seal a trade deal with America. Dlamini says America contributes a lot to South Africa's economy.
The tariffs are likely to knock down 0.2% from our GDP growth, which is quite significant. We are dealing with a serious economic emergency here that requires all hands on deck, requires all South Africans to work together to reset the relationship.
World shares nudged higher today as traders bought after recent falls on soft U.S. data and worries about tariffs, while benchmark U.S. Treasury yields edged up from 1-month lows. Europe's broad stock 600 index was only marginally higher, but most Asian benchmarks rose earlier in the day, and S&P 500 futures were up 0.2%. The health of the U.S. economy is one major focus for markets, and Wall Street closed lower on Tuesday after data showed services sector activity flatlined in July. Let's have a look at financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is at 1,000 naira 525. In Botswana, 13.39. Kenya, the dollar is at 128 shilling for Zambia, 22 kwacha 90. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 50. Russia, 79 rubles 93. India, 87 rupee 81. China, 7 yuan 18. South Africa, 17 rand 93 cents. $1 is 75 pence to the British pound and 86 to the euro. Commodities, gold is $3,365. Platinum at $1,325 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil, $68.41 a barrel. That is all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. Zochitika ndi madaphiri. Kamlondola wa zochitika pena paliponse.
Nduna wa zamalonda ku Malawi waletsa kampani yopanga shuga ya Ilovo yomwe ndi nthambi ya Ilovo Sugar Group Limited kuti isiye kutumiza shuga ku maiko akunja. Malingana ndi nduna ya zamalonda Vitumbuko Mumba, izi zithandiza kuti shuga yemwe yakusowa pa msika azipezeka. Ndiye pano ndili ndi George Muhangu amene ali mu mzinda wa Blantyre mu dziko la Malawi. Chimene chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndi chani?
Chomwe chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndichonena kuti panopo ili ngati off season ya makampani a Ilovo Sugar Malawi, kunena kuti sakutha kupanga shugayi okwanira chifukwa akukolola. Ndiye akamaliza kukolola pameneno atayambeno sopano kugaya shugayi kuti azipezeka. Chinanso ndichonena kuti ma distributors amene akumakagula shuga kaya ndi ku Ilovo kaya ndi kusalima shuga akumagulisa ku maiko akunja ngati Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique.
Zochitika ndi madaphiri. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu pa nthawi ya 7 koloko kufikira 8 koloko madzulo pa Channel Africa.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África @ newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Likuleni on the upside.
What you got to just go for some journey, just to get in the line. What you got to just go for some journey, just to get in the line. What you got to just go for some journey, just to get in the line. What you got to just go for some journey. Ibate ya shelabo, indo ya shelela. Nigupi na matrigiza, nilamle. Iskwa kwala, noma ibati. Iskwa kwala. Sama jege, iskup sama jege. Sama jege, akupa ma jege. Just
usibekele mina.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
On a Sunday morning, she won't do something, I won't go church. On a Monday morning, I won't do something, she won't go walk. I better, no move this way. I better, police, yeah, police. She don't take my heart, they go. Police, police, yeah, police. She don't take my heart, they go. Did you body me, my baby? If money no dey, I like you again, no, I like you again. Papa la nonsense, will you body me, my baby? If you body no dey, I like you again, no, I like you again. Papa la nonsense, Friday morning she want attention, I want do yoga. On a Friday night when I want attention, she want to roll out. I better, no move this way. I better, police, police, yeah, police. She don't thief my heart, they go. Police, police, yeah, police. She don't thief my heart, they go. You body me, my baby. If money no dey, I like you again, no, I like you again. Papa la nonsense, when you body me, my baby. If you body no dey, I like you again, no, I like you again. Papa la nonsense, for you to know, oh, you should not bojela. Oh, some men who be not get me there, you should not do it.
Thanks for staying with us and enjoying some wonderful, proudly African sounds coming through in a double play. Kiz Daniel featured in the song with Angelique Kidjo as well as Johnny Drill. The song is titled Police. You heard the late great. Oh my goodness. I say his name with so much pride because we continue to learn from those that have transitioned, don't we? artistic people that are no longer on the earth with us continue to teach us. Jabu Khanyile, proudly South African music, coming through with Mmatsheko, taking us back to a very vibrant time in this country, when song and dance was really the order of the day, regardless of whatever it was that was happening. We come through looking at celebrating women in the 3 p.m. hour, just after the 3 p.m. news bulletin. We're going to be talking about an upcoming event that's going to be celebrating fitness, self-defense and self-care for women that are going to be in South Africa. And we're going to find out more about where exactly in South Africa this event is going to be happening. But I like that it's not each sold separately. Fitness, self-defense and self-care all go together.
The Upside, live and real. Whatever you want to hear about today's talk, you can only get it on The Upside. Every weekday, 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
All right, very interested to find out what has caught your eye this afternoon. You're welcome to let me know on our various platforms on social media. Just search for Channel Africa. Whichever platform you use will most likely pick up the conversation. Just use the hashtag #TheUpside and we'll be able to track the conversation with you. What caught my eye? Lots of things caught my eye today, but I've just got to mention the fact that there is a wonderful choreographer by the name of Gabisara Nufi, all right? And she is doing such tremendous work on the African continent in terms of promoting cross-cultural exchanges through dance, through the medium of dance. And, we may sit there and really think that, this stuff is not important, but it really is so important. Gabisara Nufi is of Madagascan descent and heritage, and she has been living in South Africa for a number of years now. And what she's been able to do in terms of bridging Madagascar and South Africa in dance is really nothing short of amazing. So she is going to be coming through with a performance on the 16th of August. Okay, so something to look out for. She is going to be at the Bapedi Hall in the township of Soweto, in Midlands to be exact, and it's free entry. So perhaps you're looking to, we're talking about tourism in this hour, right? And we are talking about scams to look out for, and we're talking about like the really big spaces to visit, like where you need to hop on an Airbus to go somewhere. But perhaps touring, we can simplify it. Just a change of scenery, going to a different city, going out of a suburb, going into a township. That's a form of tourism as well, because you're going to go and experience something you've never experienced before. So perhaps you've never been to a township before, or at least you've never been to the township of Soweto, which carries such a big identity and a big culture and a big heritage when it comes to music, when it comes to food and tradition and just ways of being. It's a melting pot of South African cultures. So if you've never been, maybe this is your opportunity. Gabisara Nufi, I beg your pardon, coming through with a wonderful performance that she titles. In fact, there's two. There's two to be precise. She's going to be coming through with the hashtag Moi, which is an ensemble, a dance ensemble with women only. Okay, women only for Moi, and they're going to be on the stage on the 16th of August. And she's also going to be coming through with another one. I believe it's also going to be taking place on the same day, and it's titled Where Are We Now? Where Are We Now? I think is what it's titled. Let me just confirm the title of that second performance. But what's important is that she's doing the work. Is this our new world? I beg your pardon. That's the title of the second one. So a female ensemble coming through for hashtag Moi. And then she's got a gentleman's club that's going to be moving through looking at themes of gender-based violence for Is This Our New World? So if you've never heard of the name Gabisara Nufi, please check her out on social media. She's posting about these upcoming performances. And perhaps as you move through this world as a work in progress, whether you're a masculine or a feminine, you could benefit greatly from checking this wonderful work of art out.
Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Ahoy, matey.
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
We're fast approaching the grand finale of The Upside for this Wednesday, 6 days into the month of August. I think it's still safe to call it a new month, hey? Yeah, it'll be a new month until the 10th. Okay, so here we are about to complete our first successful week in this brand new month. So welcome to it. South Africa is acknowledging themes around women for reasons that are political and historical, as we acknowledge the women that marched to the Union buildings in the year 1956. But today we've got a whole new set of challenges, that we're trying to move through as women in South Africa and on the African continent, as it were. So let's talk self-defense. Let's talk how that meets fitness and how that meets self-care, with an event that's coming through in the next few days. That's on Friday the 8th. The Impact Group is inviting women to put their health and well-being first. So they're going to tell us more about this event as we enter this hour. It's 3 p.m. Onele Nzinzi has the latest news.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Looking at your top stories, second mass abduction of women and children in Nigeria. And Iran executes a man convicted of spying for Israel. Latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Gunmen have abducted at least 45 women and children in an overnight raid on 5 villages in northwest Nigeria. This is the second mass kidnapping in the area within days. The incident followed a separate mass abduction in Sabongarin Damri in Zamfara State at the weekend, in which 70 people were taken. Groups often referred to locally as bandits have killed hundreds and abducted thousands across Nigeria's northwest in recent years. They typically hold captives for extended periods, demanding ransoms for their release. The African National Congress Party in South Africa has resolved to look into broadening the 10-party pact. 10 political parties signed an agreement to form a government of national unity on the 7th administration. The ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula says they will engage with other GNU partners to broaden the pact. This came out at the ANC media briefing on the outcomes of the NEC held at the weekend. The meeting was called, amongst others, to discuss challenges facing the GNU with 30% tariff imposed by the US, as well as the SACP's decision to contest future election independently. Balula explains.
The NEC resolved to reset the GNU and mandated the officials to engage with current GNU partners to broaden participation, strengthen the functioning of the GNU and give full effect to the statement of intent. The DA wanted a marriage between us and them. We said, no, bring everybody. Even now, we are ready to bring more into this government. Those who want to leave can leave, but this country must not collapse, and it's not going to collapse at the hands of the ANC. It's going to succeed going forward.
Botswana has in recent past been facing significant challenges regarding the availability of essential medicines and other medical commodities. Addressing Botswana's parliament in the capital, Gaborone, the Health Minister, Dr. Stephen Modise, says his department is currently not able to offer all comprehensive health services that it should under normal circumstances. Modise says the development has directly impacted the country's healthcare system to the brink of collapse.
Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Health is currently not able to offer all comprehensive health services that it should be able to under normal circumstances. This situation has been aggravated by the outstanding financial obligations owed to suppliers and private health facilities, amounting to more than 1 billion pula. These arrears have directly impacted our ability to procure and supply necessary medical products to the public and health institutions on time and in adequate quantities.
South Africa's Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperations, Alvin Boats, has called for renewed global commitment to nuclear disarmament and peace. Speaking today at a seminar hosted by the University of South Africa and Department of International Relations and Cooperations to mark the 80th anniversary of both the Hiroshima bombing and the founding of the United Nations in Pretoria, Boats urged participants to not only reflect but to act. He emphasized the importance of evaluating progress made in advancing the global nuclear non-profitable and disarmament agenda through legislative and policy frameworks.
Today, on the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing, and also as we celebrate the 80 years of the foundation of the UN, we are called, ladies and gentlemen, to not just remember but also to act and to deeply reflect on the progress made in the progressive realization of the global nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament legislative and policy architecture.
Lastly, Iran has executed a man convicted of spying for Israel and passing on information about a nuclear scientist killed in Israel's June attack on that country. Local media is reporting that Ruz Bevadi had worked in one of Iran's important and sensitive organizations without going into further details. Executions of Iranian convicted of spying for Israel have significantly increased this year, with at least 8 death sentences carried out in recent months. Israel launched 12 days of airstrikes in June, targeting Iran's top generals and nuclear scientists. Recapping on your top stories, gunmen have abducted at least 45 women and children in an overnight raid on 5 villages in northwest Nigeria. This is the second mass kidnapping in the area within days. Channel Africa News, I'm Oneli Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Minutes into 3 p.m. We call it the grand finale of our show because it's the last hour. I mean, obviously, here we are. Thank you for staying with us. But if you've just started listening to Channel Africa, welcome to the Upside. We are here every single Monday to Friday between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. in Central African Time. It's a show hosted by Tebogo Kuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, but I'm flying solo this afternoon. And Tebogo will be back with us on Monday. All right, let's look at women's issues when it comes to fitness and self-defense and healthcare and all the good stuff. Okay, because they all go together. And I love that integration. I think it's so beautiful to note an upcoming event by the Impact Group. They are inviting women from all walks of life, by the looks of things, to come through and put themselves first, and it's such a tough thing to do. I think we speak about that so glibly. Oh, put yourself first. You're the queen. What is the language these days? Put yourself on a pedestal, main character energy, all that stuff that is, social media lingo, if you will. But it's really hard to put that into practice. So I really love that there are gatherings that are really pulling women towards being more practical, being more pragmatic about putting their health and well-being first. All right. It's Women's Day that's coming through, and this Friday, the Impact Group is going to be celebrating by coming through with an event that brings women together and really including all the good stuff that balances us when we look at fitness. So there are going to be yoga sessions, as I understand it. There's going to be self-defense training, so and a whole lot of other things that are to do with our well-being as women, with mental health, as well as anything to do with self-care, if you will. So we're going to be catching up with Alan Quinn, who is Chief Executive Officer of Impact Group, and he is going to tell us more about what inspired this event, what the desired outcome of this event is, and how you can get yourself a ticket, most importantly. So stay tuned. That's coming through in this hour. Otherwise, perhaps you want to engage me on what wellness looks like for you as a woman on the African continent. Does it mean just activating more peace? Does it mean addressing whatever is coming to the surface emotionally for you? Does it mean taking a brief break, even if it's just for a weekend? What does wellness look like to you? Does it mean getting off of social media? Giving that up for a period of time? Let me know at Channel Africa 1 on X with the hashtag The Upside.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge et Binal Export depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender-based violence GBV zikuwononga mioyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete, koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhuzidwa funani chithandizo, chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionesero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhuzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
They talk about what Africans say about Africa.
She wanna chill with the big boys. She want money, she want enjoy.
When she with me, give her ding dong. She in my feast with the big boy. She wanna chill with the big boy. She want money, she want enjoy. When she with me, give her ding dong, make her enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. With a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy. Give her big fuss, I'm a enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. With a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy. Give her big fuss. Big boy, yeah, she let her call me Poppy. Late at night, yeah, she ride it like a Harley. Anything you want just to make you happy. Dinner time, yeah, chew it like a chappy. Damn piece on my side like I'm over. Lucky, lucky like a 4-leaf clover. Kill it, dumb till it's over. Love drunk, baby, give me hangover. You know the vibe is so fine, I cannot control my eye. And I no reply when the streets hit me up. I know be shy, baby. You a dream, forever my queen. She wanna chill with the big boys. She want money, she want enjoy. When she with me, give her ding dong. She in my feast with the big boy. She wanna chill with the big boy. She want money, she want enjoy. When she with me, give her ding dong, make her enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. With a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy. Give her big fuss, I'm a enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. With a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy. Give her big fuss, yeah. Bébé, qu'est-ce que tu fais, dis-moi tu es prêt, Je veux expliquer, give me couple seconds. I go pick you in a phantom, we can go to Santon. I go drop a couple racks on you cause you a bad fool. If you better for me, that's all for me. Your love for me. If you better for me, that's all for me. Your love for me. 'cause with a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy, give a big fuss, I'm a enjoy, with a big boy, I'm a big boy, enjoy, give a big fuss.
15:15 in the grand finale of our show this afternoon, coming through with Big Boys, and it is us here on The Upside. Thanks for tuning in. The Impact Group, as I'd mentioned earlier, is inviting women from all walks of life to put their health and well-being first this Women's Month and this upcoming Women's Day on the 9th of August here in South Africa. So essentially a celebration and a dedication to fitness, to themes of self-care, to themes of inspiration. This event, as we understand it, is going to be taking place on the 8th of August. So that's this coming Friday. Hey, at the company's head office. This is happening in Limbro Business Park, I beg your pardon, here in the Gauteng province in Johannesburg. It's going to come through with a range of activities, okay, that are designed to support you as a woman to live a much healthier life. So yoga sessions, we love that now, hey? Yoga, self-defense as well is coming into the space, and anything to do under the umbrella of self-care. So it's going to be very exciting, and we're very excited to find out more about this opportunity to recharge, if you will, an opportunity to put yourself first as we approach this Friday. So we've got on the line Sanele Mlambo, who is Impact Group's Group Marketing and Communications Executive, to tell us more. Sanele, wonderful to have you join us. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This sounds like a very, I want to say, exciting event, because of just some of the activities that are going to be coming through. Talk to us about Impact Group. Who are you, before we get into talking about the Women's Wellness Day coming up?
Thank you. So yes, so Impact Group is a purpose-led organization. We offer catering, we do cleaning, and we do facilities management. We are an organization with over 22 employees, over 22,000 employees, and we have got over 74% women in the organization. So we are really excited to do this event on Friday because women are the focus in our organization.
I think that's actually what I wanted to establish is just the number of women that are part of the organization. Why is it so important for Impact Group to kind of gather women in the same room and not only come through with long speeches as we've seen in previous years on Women's Day, but really do some activities and interact with one another through activity and through self-care motivated and wellness motivated event?
I think for us, we really want to celebrate the wholesomeness of women, from their mental well-being, their physical well-being, their emotional and financial well-being. So that's why we've put together this event to say we understand that you go through so many struggles, and we just want you to just relax and just be pampered in a way and be empowered as well. So that's why we wanted to really have a focus on health. That is what we are focusing on. We are saying mental health is important. We are saying financial health is important. So the wholesomeness of a woman is important.
Yes, absolutely. I've got to agree with you, Sanele, in terms of just looking at women holistically, and their health and well-being is important. But let's extend on that idea of the importance of overall or holistic wellness. You know, I heard you speak about mental wellness. You know, there's obviously, I mentioned the self-defense classes and the yoga that's going to be coming through. How do you see an event of this nature impacting women in the workplace and beyond?
So for us, we really are saying that women are the bedrock of any society. Mm-hmm. So if we want societies and communities to thrive, we need to make sure that women are empowered, that their health is put first. So that's why we are doing this event. We really want women to understand that as much as they carry so much, they also can just say, you know what? I am tired, I need help. They must ask for help. So we really want our women to be empowered, to understand that they come first, their health come first, and they really need to take up that role of saying, I am empowered and I've got the support, because it is important that women are supported, and hence our theme of saying health is what we're going to be focusing on.
Right. I love the way you put that. I am empowered, because they are already empowered. And it's just about the activation. So important. Okay, Sanele Mlambo, Impact Group Marketing Communications Exec, is joining us on the line. We're talking about celebrating women with a day of fitness, of self-defense and self-care this coming Friday, just ahead of Women's Day in South Africa. We'll be right back.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you will be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
Welcome back. We are talking to Sanele Mlambo, who is from Impact Group, and we're looking at a beautiful health and wellness holistic event that's going to be coming through. And I promise you, no long and boring speeches. The speeches will be there. They're important. We need to speak life into places and spaces where women are occupying, but also engaging in some activities that women can really take with them. So, Sanele, on that note of what women can take with them, let's talk about the desired outcomes of this gathering. What do you hope women will walk away with post the event?
We want women to know, firstly, that they are supported. We want them to know that as much as they spend so many hours at the workplace, that is where they need to actually feel that they are supported. That is where they need to know that when they say something, they are heard. We want them to be heard, but overall, we want them to feel that they are worthy. Their worth is important. Hence, we are putting the emphasis on the wholesomeness of women. So we want them to understand that they are really important in the society, at the workplace, and in their families as well.
100%. Okay. I mean, we're talking about Impact Group and the work that you do, obviously through this event, but I think perhaps how you're going to answer this question is really going to kind of inspire and fuel how other organizations can consider how they are taking care of their women, and that women are not an afterthought, in any organization. But let's talk about Impact Group and perhaps your broader values on wellness and inclusion. What does that look like in the present and perhaps as you move forward in your organizational agendas?
So I think we are fortunate enough at Impact Group to have a leadership team, firstly, that understand the importance of women in the society and in the workplace. So that's a first start. But secondly, the fact that we've got 66% of women in managerial positions, that says we take women seriously. We are saying that we are intentional about empowering women across all levels of our organization. And we are saying we need them to understand that they play a bigger role, such as their male counterparts as well. So we've got strong skills and development training programs that we do for our employees, and to ensure that women are equipped, including the leadership roles, and they are promoted in those roles as well.
Sanele, I'm thinking, and perhaps you don't have to speak on behalf of Impact. I really just want to hear your thinking on this, because there need to be mindset shifts, don't you think? Because I think it's so wonderful that organizations like Impact Group are creating safe spaces for women to gather unashamedly and put themselves first, and not necessarily think about work, but really think about themselves, how they're feeling mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. But how do you think we can start to shift mindsets and really create space in our minds as women to not be ashamed to prioritize ourselves? I'll make an example. If I'm, for example, pregnant in the workplace, right? Automatically, my nervous system, in many places and spaces, we've seen it, women start to fear, talking to their boss about the fact that they have these joyful news to share, because, my career might be put on the line. I'm going to have to take more time to go and visit my midwife or gynecologist. I'm going to have to do this, that, things change when a woman is pregnant, just as an example. So how can we start to shift our minds to put ourselves first and not feel bad about that?
I think it really starts also with being true to ourselves and being authentic with ourselves. I mean, I was just thinking as I was preparing for this interview to say, as women, it's about time that we put ourselves first. We know that naturally we care for everyone else, and then we take a backseat while doing that. It's about time that we actually say, I am going to put myself first because I am important. Does that mean that I don't care for everyone else? No, I still care for them, but I'm putting my needs first because I matter, because I am important. So I think for me, as women, we need to start having those authentic conversations with ourselves to say it is okay. And being pregnant is something that we must celebrate, and you shouldn't be ashamed. So start having that voice. I think it's about time that we have a voice as women, and organizations need to also embrace that and support us as women as well.
Right. Okay, so we're looking forward to the event coming up, the Women's Day event as put together by Impact Group. It's happening on Friday, the 8th of August. Tell us more, and perhaps if I'm listening externally, I'm not part of Impact Group, is there a way for me to attend? How does it all work?
We would love for you to attend, but unfortunately, this one is ring fence for our women at Impact Group.
Okay.
I think I'm feeling so excited to think that it's very rare to have a CEO. So our CEO, Alan Quinn, is actually going to be leading the yoga class. So I really just challenge other organizations to say leadership needs to really play an active role in the wellness of their employees. So Alan Quinn, who's our CEO, really cares about employees, and he's at the forefront and in promoting healthy eating, healthy lifestyle. So at Impact Group, every day we've got a gym. 45 minutes. So some employees go for a walk, some go for exercise. And that we've got a Biggest Loser program as well, just to encourage employees to take care of themselves.
Do you have space where I can come in and work at Impact
Group? Come and work here.
Oh my goodness.
No. I'm privileged. I'm blessed. I'm really blessed, I must say.
And can I just say, Sanele, you and I have not met in person, but I can just hear that you are feeling safe where you are.
I am.
Yeah, you're unafraid.
Am. And I am. I think,
yes, carry on. Yes.
No, I was going to say, so that talks to our brand promise. So our brand promise is we care, doing right by you. So who do we want to do right by? We want to do right by our employees. We want to do right by our clients. We want to do right by our community. How do we do right by our clients? By making sure that our employees are productive and they deliver excellent service. That is part of our values. So we really we are on the journey to be the best and do the best.
Right. I think this is wonderful. And for anyone who's running an organization where there are a lot of women, or perhaps you're considering, upskilling women in the space of your organization, whether you're starting one or it's an existing one, it always really just helps to be inclusive of wellness matters. So this is just such a shining example for any organization. Sanele, thank you very much. I want to wish you all the best for this event.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Are you going to consider doing this every single year?
Every year. We actually do run it every year. So every year we run this program, the Women's Day event, with different themes. But it was very important that this year we focus on health as a theme, because we understand the pressures that women are going through. So that's why.
Okay, sounds wonderful. Thank you, Sanele Mlambo, joining us in her capacity as Impact Group Marketing Communications Executive. Listen, there are workspaces that really want to create a safe space for you and for women to gather safely and just share with each other, love each other, work together, and just have a good time. So this is a wonderful example. It's happening on the 8th of August. If your organization is doing something wonderful for women, I would love to hear about it. So you're welcome to share on our social media platforms. It's 3:30.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
A very good afternoon from the Sports Desk. I am Musibudi Makura with the latest sports news. At the SAWA, so the draw of the COSAFA Zone qualifiers of the 2025 CAF Women's Champions League has now been completed. The tournament will take place from the 22nd until the 31st of August in Johannesburg in South Africa. So Group A will feature South African giants as well as two-time Champions League winners Mamelodi Sundowns, alongside Notopa FC of Malawi, Beauties FC of Namibia, as well as Zesco Ndola Girls of Zambia. Now, this will be the first appearance at this stage of the competition for both Beauties FC as well as Zesco and Ndola Girls, while Group B brings together last year's qualifying finalists Gaborone United Ladies of Botswana, Young Buffaloes of Eswatini, as well as Kick for Life of Lesotho, while Group C is headlined by the seeded teams of Herental Queens of Zimbabwe, who will then face off with CD Costa do Sol of Mozambique, as well as Olympic de Marone of the Comoros Islands. Now, the group winners from each pool will then advance to the semi-finals, joined by the best runner-up in Group A, which has 4 teams. Results against the 4th place side will not count when determining the best second place team. Mamelodi Sundowns, by the way, have a strong history in this competition, having won the CAF Women's Champions League titles twice already in 2021 and in 2023. They've featured in every final tournament to date. In 2022, they lost in the COSAFA final on penalties to Green Buffaloes of Zambia, but still managed to qualify for the continental finals as the defending champions from 2021. Meanwhile, in 2024, they did not participate in the qualifiers. We saw the University of the Western Cape, another South African team, winning that regional competition just last year. In some cricket news now, Ryan Rickleton will likely take up the role of the senior opener for the Proteas when they take on Australia in their T20 International Series starting this coming Sunday. In the absence of Reza Hendricks, who was dropped for this tour down under, Rickleton will almost certainly be paired up with the youngster Luandri Pretorius at the top. Only 13 matches in his career. He's not now, or rather is now having to play a leadership role against the number 2 ranked team in the world. Take a listen to what Ryan had to say about that responsibility of playing that role of being a senior in this Proteas setup.
In all honesty, I'm still trying to, establish myself in the T20 side from my own personal point of view. Luckily enough, there is experience around me within T20 eyes, such as the Aiden and Rassi, but I don't think there'll be any expectation for me to change anything in what I've been doing this last 2 years. It's just an opportunity for me to hopefully claim that opening spot for the South African side going into the World Cup and going further on past that.
On to tennis news now. Clara Toussaint reached the last 4 of the Canadian Open by defeating Grand Slam champion Madison Keys 6-1, 6-4 on Tuesday to reach just the second WTA 1000 semi-final of her career. Now, the Danish player, seeded 16th in Montreal, secured another major scalp by beating second seed Iga Swiatek in the previous round. Upon defeating the 6th seed Keys, the 22-year-old revealed she had done so while dealing with a personal problem. Now, Toussaint will face 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka in the semi-finals. This after the Japanese star reached the Canadian Open last fall for the first time in her career. So Osaka managing to beat Ukrainian Elina Svitolina 6-2, 6-2 in the quarterfinals to reach her first WTA 1000 semi-final since 2022. Svitolina, meanwhile, said she received death threats following her defeat and attributed the shameful behavior to those who had bet on the match. Osaka needed just an hour to secure victory over the 10th ranked Svitolina, while the former world number 1 capitalized on unforced errors to break twice before holding her nerve to serve out this after Svitolina earned 1 break back. Meanwhile, in the men's tournament in Toronto, American second seed Taylor Fritz advanced to the semi-finals with a 6-3, 7-6 victory over Russian 6th seed Andrei Rublev. Next up for Fritz is compatriot and 4th seed Ben Shelton, who defeated Australian 9th seed Alex de Minaur 6-3, 6-4 to reach his first ever career Masters 1000 semi-final. And that's a wrap from the Sports Desk at this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, simply send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
This August, we celebrate the strength, brilliance, and unstoppable spirit of African women.
It was the women themselves who strove for and got the changes by lobbying, going through NGOs, and by networking.
That's you, ladies.
From the boardroom to the classroom, from the marketplace to the microphone, women are leading, innovating, and transforming our continent every day.
Oh, here's to knowing that as a woman, your voice can change the world.
Your voice matters. Your story inspires. Your presence is powerful. This Women's Month, we honor you. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
15:36. Let's check in with the final update on business news. Chanduko Ligege, what's happening?
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Good afternoon. Glencore says a significant portion of its cobalt production is likely to remain unsold by the end of 2025 due to DRC's suspension of cobalt exports. DRC, the world's top cobalt supplier, imposed a 4-month suspension on exports in February after prices hit a 9-year low and then extended it by 3 months in June. In its first half results statement, Glencore says the extension of the export ban is expected to significantly tighten cobalt availability and accelerate inventory drawdowns, providing support to prices. Malawi and Zambia have become the first 2 African countries whose citizens will now be subjected to visa bonds when applying for B1, B2 visitor visas due to what the U.S. government says are high overstay rates. The U.S. government says travelers holding passports from Malawi or Zambia must post a bond of up to $15,000 if found eligible for a B1, B2 visa. This comes 2 months after Malawi and other 22 African countries were ordered by Washington to improve its immigration policies or else impose a travel ban on her citizens. However, Malawian authorities say they have not received official communication from the U.S. on the matter. A tourism expert, Johnny Kasunda, has spelled doom for Malawians with U.S. trade, educational and medical links.
This is a wake-up call for African states, Zambia and Malawi in particular. It is high time we made life good for everybody. The implication is that the U.S. will limit the trade that happens, especially involving budding small-scale traders that ply goods between Malawi and the U.S. These trading activities will go down. And then, eventually, the perception among Malawians and Zambians about the U.S. will go down.
A South African Commercial Farmers Union, Free State Agriculture, says poor infrastructure, bad roads and security concerns are some of the challenges facing farmers in the province. The organization is holding a 2-day annual congress to reflect on the challenges and progress made over the past year and to find solutions. Agri-SA President Francois Vilken says efforts to engage relevant government departments have not made progress. He says farmers need rural roads to be continuously maintained. The American Chamber of Commerce president in South Africa, Kuseni Dlamini, says a lot should be done to reach a framework deal with the U.S. as it remains a key player in the global economy. Pretoria has been slapped with 30% tariffs on its products to the U.S. This has also affected a number of countries seeking to seal a trade deal with America. Dlamini says America contributes a lot to South Africa's economy.
The tariffs are likely to knock down 0.2% from our GDP growth, which is quite significant. We are dealing with a serious economic emergency here that requires all hands on deck, requires all South Africans to work together to reset the relationship.
And that is all from me, Chanduko Ligege. I'll be back with another update at 16:40.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokoenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced, and it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you love. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Mmatsheko Mosito. This is The Upside for the best African vibes, groundbreaking content.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy for your hand. Blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow you they go.
If it's news and current affairs, leading opinions, and thought leaders that get you groove, this is your home, The Upside.
Kilomita 6 funga mkanda bado hatujafika huku njiani kuna vita subira itahitajika shida mitiani binadamu tumeumbiwa na mapenzi ni burudani toka enzi tuliambiwa umeleta furaha kipindi cha mashaka moyo ulipakwamika umeutaka sasa Sina sababu nikiulizwa nimependa nini sina jawabu niwe wako boda popote tutatembea boda
boda
oh tolipia fea say na kukamatia juu na kukamatia chini, watu wote wanajua na kukamatia mimi. Wanafiki wa mbea watakamatia nini? Acha waende watu wote, situkamatie dini. Stories za mapenzi si tunafaa, washasemaga mengi miaka kadhaa, na bado tuna trend usiku na saa. Sisi uko na Mnyamwezi kibana ba habibi siri ndogo ndogo nifichie, kama nikikosa niambie, na nikipatia unisifie babe. Habibi siri ndogo ndogo nifichie, kama nikikosa niambie, na nikipatia unisifie
sababu sina sababu, nikiulizwa nimependa nini sina jawabu.
Sijui wewe wako boda popote tutatembea boda tolipia fea boda foleni utongojea boda
In a double play that is proudly African, we heard Bill Nuss come through with Boda. Before that one, Victor Thompson came through with This Year. Very proud of my eyesight. Oh my goodness. Here we are. It's The Upside. Welcome to the show and thank you for tuning in. We are unfortunately at the tail end of our programming for this afternoon, but it has been just so wholesome with the conversations that we've had up until now, looking at wellness being incorporated into workspaces to benefit women. Very, very important for organizational culture in contemporary African workspaces. In fact, it's no longer a luxury, actually. It is a necessity, I think. That for me was the aha moment in that conversation. Thank you, Oprah Winfrey. And what else did we speak about? We also looked at how you can really protect yourself from travel scams. There are so many of them. It is blowing our minds. So whatever you do, just take extra care this season of traveling. If you're going to be embarking on any kind of travel, just be mindful of that. We also looked at cookbooks, but cookbooks with a purpose, cookbooks with some psychological elements to it, cookbooks that are really about not making you additionally anxious about getting into the kitchen, but really the kitchen as a place of calm, as a place for not only physical but emotional nourishment, some poetry incorporated in there with Chef Jess. So that was a wonderful conversation, and I hope that you enjoyed all the conversations that we've had this afternoon. But just to give you a final reminder around our documentary here through SABC Sports, it's called Chasing the Sun. Right? It's a powerful 5-part documentary series about the Springboks, where they tell their tale of their path to redemption and ultimate World Cup glory as seen in the year 2019. So this is a series that's been on the air since July of 2025. At 7:30 p.m. and it continues on SABC2, so you can tune in and catch it there live if you want to watch it on television on SABC2 at 7:30 p.m. in Central African Time. There's going to be all the highs, all the high tech, all the heroics, all the good stuff that made rugby history in that year. Otherwise, you're welcome to stream each chapter on SABC Plus anytime, anywhere. You don't need any subscriptions, all right? So don't miss it. It's called Chasing the Sun, and it's coming through live on SABC2 on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. in Central African Time. Otherwise, don't forget to stream and be there where history shines.
Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside with Tebogo Kuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, bringing Africa's voices to the world. On Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's so easy.
On Open Views Audio Bouquet, Channel 628.
Oh, na makambwe, yeah. Ngai na makambwe, yeah. Oh, na makambwe, yeah. Ngai na makambwe, unu para kileba juliba. Oh, na makambo ngai na makambo songi songi bandeko ngai na makambo.
He remains a permanent favorite even post his passing. His name is Geoffrey Oriema, representing Uganda. And we know that his entire family carried a political story that shines through his music every chance he got. So may his soul rest in peace. And it brings us to the grand finale of our program for this Wednesday. Thank you very much for choosing The Upside. Back again for Thursday, all right, between 1 and 4 p.m. in Central African time. We make way for Tami Ngubeni with Africa in Business just after the 4 p.m. news bulletin. How are you?
I am awesome. And how are you on this, Wednesday? It is, right?
Yes,
Wednesday afternoon. Is that why the smile is so wide on your face this afternoon? Well, here's what we've got in store for you. Yes. The United States is going to be requiring visa applicants from Zambia and Malawi to pay bonds of up to $15,000. And this is for certain types of business and tourist visas. And also there is the Financing Africa Forward Summit that's underway in Johannesburg, South Africa. We'll be focusing on that, what that is all about. Obviously, the focus being on Africa and progress there. And it is Wednesday, and today we're going to be joined by an expert from ABSA who gives us an update on the latest developments on the markets.
Okay, lots to look forward to. Obviously, issues around tariffs are going to make it into the conversation, so that we can all be informed and make the right decisions going forward for business and for just our individual interests.
Certainly, it's a new era. It certainly is a new era, and we'll see how the continent and the world reacts to that. But also it could be an opportunity.
100%.
An opportunity for expansion of markets, on greater self-reliance. So we'll see what the future holds following the Trump announcements.
Yes. Okay, so it's a big week for that, and all of that and so much more will be coming through after the news bulletin at 4. It was wonderful. Thank you very much, and thanks to the wonderful team behind the scenes. Thank you to our content producer Nombuyiselo Tango, to the Gentlemen's Club that is handling things on YouTube and Facebook for our audio-visual streaming, and thank you to our technical producers as well. We'll be back again tomorrow at 1 p.m. It is 4 p.m. on Nzinzi, standing by with the latest news.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Channel Africa. Your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here.